Rise with India podcast on ET Now.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the Daily Morning Update from ET Now and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 15th of July. In the top news, Zomato's initial public offering was subscribed fully on the first day of sale, driven by demand from both institutional and retail investors. The portion of the IPO that was reserved for institutional investors was subscribed just over one time at the end of the first day, while strong retail demand, which has been a feature of recent issues, pushed the subscription in that segment to 2.85 times. In the top news in the M&A space, Reliance Industries is in advanced negotiations to buy Just Dial from its founding promoters in a transaction that could amount to $800 to $900 million. That's according to an Economic Times report that quoted multiple sources. If successful, the transaction will help Reliance Retail leverage the merchant database of the 25-year-old information search and listings company, as well as its pan-India network, to further accelerate its own local commerce and payments play. In regulatory news, the Reserve Bank of India has on Wednesday imposed restrictions on MasterCard Asia for not adhering to its norms on storage of payments system data. As per the directions, MasterCard can't add any new customers on its network from the 22nd of July. In a statement released yesterday, the card company said that while it was disappointed with the stance taken by the RBI, it would continue to work with the regulator to provide any additional details required to resolve their concerns. In international news, and this is a big one, the United Arab Emirates has made significant progress in resolving its standoff with OPEC+, nearing a compromise that could give the country a more generous output limit next year and allow the whole group to pump more oil in the coming months. The talks involving the UAE and Saudi Arabia are still ongoing, and any deal would need the support of other OPEC+ nations, according to delegates familiar with the discussions. That's according to a Bloomberg story. The UAE's energy ministry issued a statement acknowledging the talks, but said no agreement had yet been reached with the whole of OPEC+. As of this morning, Brent crude was trading at just under $74 to the barrel. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell suggested yesterday that inflation, which has been surging as the recovery strengthens, will likely remain elevated in coming months before moderating. At the same time, Powell signaled no imminent change in the Fed's ultra-low interest rate policies. Powell reiterated his long-held view that high inflation readings over the past several months have been driven largely by temporary factors, notably supply shortages and rising consumer demand, as pandemic-related business restrictions are lifted. In an interesting development, Netflix is planning an expansion into video games and has hired a former Electronic Arts and Facebook executive to lead the effort. The games will appear alongside current fare as a new programming genre, and the company doesn't currently plan to charge extra for the content. And with that, it's over to Rohit Singh for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Rohit. How are we looking today?
Good morning, Alex. From the lows, we staged a comeback to rise for a third day. Will this shape up into a lasting rebound is the question. Nifty's 100-point recovery from the lows takes it closer to the 15,900 level. In the run-up to Infosys numbers, Nifty IT clocked its best day since January. On the index, it was the technology pack that lent all the support to the up move. But the real party is on in the broader markets, which are now up for a fourth day. Domestic institutional investors were net buyers to the tune of over 1,300 crore rupees, thus offsetting foreign institutional selling worth roughly the same amount. In the US markets, it was a day of yet another record highs for the S&P 500 as taper fears eased. Fed Chairman Powell has once again reassured support to the economy till the recovery is complete. The job market is still way off from the desired progress, he said. Brent futures fell below $75 on reports of talks between OPEC and UAE over production compromise. Let's tell you about some of the active stocks this morning. Infosys has delivered a steady quarter and raised full-year guidance. This is the fastest pace of growth in the first quarter in a decade for the company. L&T Tech has posted a steady Q1 result and raised guidance. Margin has improved sequentially and deal wins have been strong too. The Economic Times is reporting that Reliance is in talks to buy Just Dial from its founding promoters in a deal worth up to 6,600 crore rupees. ITC has said that it plans to enter boutique hotels segment and diversify tobacco business to make nicotine salts for US and Europe. Marico has acquired a 60% stake in Apco's Naturals, an Ayurvedic products company, for an undisclosed amount. Porinju Veliath has sold 3 lakh shares of Max India at Rs 75.60 apiece through a bulk deal. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala and 9 others have settled an insider trading case in Aptech after paying more than 37 crore rupees as settlement charges. Bandhan Bank has rejigged its core leadership team for sharper focus on retail lending and reduced dependence on microfinance portfolio. To recap, we're managing to hold above the 15,800 level, which is an encouraging sign. If this sustains, we could build the base for a dash at new highs. If it doesn't, expect this consolidation to continue for some more time. Wish you all a profitable day ahead. That's all from my end. It's back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Rohit. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
The Rise with India podcast on ET Now.